As protests against racism and police brutality sweep the nation, U.S. schools are still behind in teaching Black history to students. To date, there are no federal requirements for teaching Black history in the U.S., and only a handful of states have mandated curriculums to ensure that teachers discuss any Black history subjects. Even then, a lack of oversight makes it difficult to determine if teachers are truly following curriculum guidelines. A 2015 study conducted by the National Museum of African American History and Culture and Oberg Research found that, on average, only 8% or 9% of history class time is devoted to Black history, and some states neglect the subject altogether. In states where Black history is discussed, students often learn about seminal figures such as Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, and Rosa Parks, but frequently receive failing grades when tested on the civil rights movement. History textbooks also vary drastically from state to state, with some offering up sanitized versions of Black history than others. In some cases, textbooks refer to slaves as merely workers, while others fail to address civil rights, white supremacy, and oppression altogether. This isn't a new problem. Carter G. Woodson, known as the father of Black history, created the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History to promote the study of Black history way back in 1915. But there's still a lot of work to do. LaGarrett King, an African American history education professor at the University of Missouri, has researched the issue extensively. He's developed the Carter Center for K-12 Black History Education to promote Black history research, the education of teachers, and networks to help solve the problem. Here's what King sees as wrong with African American history education in the U.S., and how he thinks we can fix it. Carter Goodwin Woodson, 1875 to 1950, African American historian, is shown in a head and shoulders portrait. Getty Images The most recent wave of activism within the Black Lives Matter movement has brought to light issues of police brutality, systemic racism, and a lack of Black history education. But none of these are new concepts, and Black Americans have been fighting for change for hundreds of years. Historically, whenever there has been some form of social upheaval, civil rights, or civil disobedience as it pertains to Black people, there has always been a call for more Black history, King told Insider. For some strange reason, we still cannot get it done. Woodson's development and promotion of Negro History Week, conceived and announced in 1925, and which we now know as Black History Month, came in reaction to a mass lynching movement of Black Americans throughout the late 19th to early 20th centuries, King explained. He basically said, there would be no lynching if lynching didn't start in the classroom, King said.